And Schilling weighs in at 204.9 pounds.
204 livres, 900.
And his opponent in the red corner, Donegi Abena. And Abena weighs in at 205.5 pounds.
205 livres 500. Mesdames et messieurs, le 5e combat de la soirée, l'homme aux deux roses, Donegi Abena, Schilling.
WBC Muay Thai World Light Heavyweight Champion. WBC Muay Thai United States Light Heavyweight Champion. Super Middleweight Champion. Knockout artist of the highest order in kickboxing. In mixed martial arts, it hasn't been quite as easy to find the success. For obvious reason, you have to blend skill sets, and Joe Schilling came to the MMA game late. After a long and decorated career in kickboxing, a lot of guys played the high percentage in his MMA career. They said, I am not going to stand with Joe Schilling, and so, of course, they found ways to take him down, to try to push him against the cage, to grind out decisions, things like that. He runs less a risk of that tonight because Donegi Abena comes from the same background, a kickboxer. I think we might be treated to kickboxing in 4-ounce gloves here tonight.
You know, I think you might be right, but I also think it's worth noting that Joe Schilling, he knows the weaknesses in his game. Spent a lot of time training with Eddie Bravo at HQ in LA, working on his ground game.
Big guys in the light heavyweight division. Abena 28, Schilling 42 years of age. As Nimi mentioned, Abena is 1 inch taller and has a 3-inch reach advantage. Schilling actually brought his son Jackson here to corner him for this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 rounds in the PFL Light Heavyweight Division. First, we turn to the blue corner to introduce a man with a record of 4-6, including 3 finishes. He weighed in at 204.9 pounds. He is a former Glory Middleweight Tournament champion representing Los Angeles, California, USA. He is Joe Stitch 'em Up Schilling. And across the cage in the red corner, making his pro MMA debut, he weighed in at 205.5 pounds. He's a former Glory Light Heavyweight champion and Grand Prix winner. He fights out of the Netherlands by way of Suriname, Donegi Silverback Abena.
5-minute rounds in MMA, and Schilling comes sprinting out to it.
Love it!
Ate a right hand, missed with a big kick.
Is this going out like Joe Schilling? I think it might be. Give me flashbacks to our sparring sessions. Oh, good front kick. He's on him here.
And a clinch.
Joe Schilling on his back here. Let's see what he's got with his rubber guard. He's been working at 10th Planet, working with Eddie Bravo. And you know they are tricksters off their back. It's going to be interesting to see if Abena wants to stay here and test his ground game.
Headbutt. Schilling is not happy about it.
That was really bad.
Hey, stop, get over there, stay right there.
Schilling is saying the fight's over. That is not his call to make.
Headbutt. 1 point. Headbutt. 1 point. Headbutt. Fight's over. Fight's over.
No, he's saying it's over.
He's saying it's over, but
If he's saying it's over, that's the fight over.
Schilling is declaring the fight over.
Ooh, Joe wants to fight. Joe wants to fight. Joe wants to fight. Take the time, bro. Take the time. Take the time, bro.
Schilling wants the reset with himself on the back. Interesting. Beltran diffuses.
Foul. Now you're going to give me a bad position. Fight's over. Hey,
Schilling is
stop the
quitting this fight
Stop the
because he doesn't like the reset.
He's saying he had double overhooks.
Wow. Bizarre from Joe Schilling. I understand the upset over a foul. I think good work by Mike Beltran to try to diffuse that situation, to try to take the emotion out of it, allow Joe Schilling to make an unemotional decision. But as you can see, Joe Schilling is anything but calmed down right now.
That's your boy. That's who you signed. PFL. That's your boy. That's your fucking
You did the right thing, brother. That was bad. Like if you're making your transition over into mixed martial arts, you've got to learn the rules. That was egregious.
I mean, the headbutt was clearly illegal. Mike Beltran had already punished him for it, had already taken the point away. It was not a knockout. It was not a dazed Joe Schilling. He could have continued the fight up a point on the scorecards. He elected not to. And there's the headbutt again. And you can see minimal impact on the landing. Clearly an attempt from Abena to hurt Joe Schilling, but he didn't hurt it. I don't understand the decision from Joe Schilling, if I'm being honest. He was not hurt by that headbutt. He was upset by that headbutt, and he elected not to fight as a result.
I think his frustration was peaking, and I think when they went to reset on the ground, he wanted the double overhooks, and he wasn't. Abena wasn't allowing him to get it.
I don't understand why he wanted to reset on the ground. He could have been stood up from that position.
I agree with you.
I mean, you're absolutely right, Dan, that Abena needs to know the rules of mixed martial arts and not attempt a headbutt. Joe Schilling, he's the more experienced mixed martial arts fighter. He needs to know that he can reset in a stand-up position. He can find himself back to a more advantageous spot there. That was one of the more bizarre things I have ever seen in many years of watching and participating in mixed martial arts. I would like to talk to Joe Schilling about that when he is calmed down.
Yes.
But he just lost that fight voluntarily.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout, due to a fighter not wanting to continue, Donegi Abena.
That is the weirdest way you can improve to 1-0 in professional mixed martial arts. We'll get back to more reasonable action from Brussels, Belgium next.